It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag NFL.
Jahan Dotson in motion. Hurts fakes, looks, steps up. He is floating the football. It is for Devontae Smith. Touchdown!
Smitty got it.
He took it away from the defender. He took it out of the hands of Evan Williams. Devontae Smith from Jalen Hurts.
You talk to a lot of different people. You talk to people who've been through it. You have an understanding of what the injury is and what the repair is, and then you just talk about it critically with the doctor and the physical therapist and everybody involved, and you just kind of take it day by day, see how it goes.
That's Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow on his recovery and highlights as the Eagles grind out a 10-7 win over the Packers. Jalen Hurts getting that ball in the end zone for Philadelphia. Jordan Love threw for 176 yards. Just kind of putting the ball back and forth, PK.
Yeah, a little bit of a snoozer. But what are you going to do?
Another 10-7 primetime game versus the Broncos and Raiders Thursday, and now this one.
Well, shouldn't they be better? Because they had your thing
I
was
know.
that it was short preparation. They had an extra day.
Nope, didn't have any impact at all, did
So
it?
that blows your theory right to the you-know-what.
No, I don't think it does.
Well, it does.
I don't think that theory...
Short versus long. Same result.
I don't think that theory applies to the Monday night game, but I do think there have been enough of these Thursday games that are snoozers. I mean, there are other snoozers on the schedule. They happen. They happen on Sundays sometimes, too, but fortunately those games tend to be regionalized.
So what you're saying is they happen. Okay, I got it.
They do happen, but they seem to happen more frequently on Thursday.
These studies have shown.
4 out of 5 dentists say Thursday night football is more prone to a snoozer. Joe Burrow has been designated to return from injured reserve and begin practicing. He has a 21-day window to be activated. Apparently the goal is to get him ready for the Thanksgiving Day game with Baltimore. Bengals are 3-6. Theoretically, they could get on a roll here and get in the playoffs. I think it's more theoretical than real, but we'll see how that works out for them. Giants fired head coach Brian Daboll. Blew another double-digit lead. They let him go. Offensive coordinator Mike Kafka is the interim head coach. He did the dead man walking thing for a while there. The speculation for him seemed to go on, and finally they make the change with the Giants 2-8.
That's too bad because Chesney on his satellite station has guest hosts, and he was one of them. So if you're a Chesney fan, I root for you.
There you go.
Andy Reid's been on there. Dan Mullen's been on there.
Nice. Bunch of football coaches sitting in.
Yeah. Urban Meyer.
Urban? Mm-hmm. Really? Yeah. All right. All right, DJ and PK. It's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hashtag college football.
I mean, I'm pissed off. I hate losing. You know, we had opportunity to do something great this year and go 12-0, and we lost that chance. But, it's whatever. You just move on to the next. And right now we got TCU next, and, our destiny's still in our hands. We just got to go out and perform and, bounce back as an offense, especially.
That is BYU tight end Carson Ryan. 12-0 would have been cool, but whatever. Move on.
Your fate is in your hands, not your destiny. It's like when they say, I'm so anxious for this. No, you're eager. You're not anxious unless you're anxious, but you mean it as eager.
Most of the time when they say anxious, they do mean eager. Yeah. You can tell by the tone of their voice.
Right.
I don't think you mean that. I don't think you're as stressed out as you think. I think you're excited. They can't wait to get to it.
Yeah. And if it's their destiny, then there's nothing to worry about. Put your feet up.
What are you doing at practice?
Smoke a cigarette. Relax.
Like those old-time pictures of guys in the locker room lighting up at halftime.
You do control your own fate, and that's what's cool. That's what you want. Deep in November, and you have the opportunity to get to the championship game, and nobody can stop you. If you win the next 3, you have to worry about absolutely nothing. That's a big task. Man, going 11-1, that's pretty impressive if you go 11-1.
There aren't many teams that pull it off. It hasn't happened very often in school history, so
yeah, you'd be
embrace the opportunity.
22-3 in your last 25 if you went 11-1.
That would be pretty dang.
That is really good. Yeah, let's hope they do it. And if you're a Ute fan, if the Cougs can't do it, and hopefully the Utes can get in there.
Your guy, Jedfish, your fellow Jersey guy who you bonded with, now at Washington, pushing back against the notion he wants to leave for another job, which is fueled in part because his family isn't living with him while his daughter finishes high school in Arizona. Well, what job would he leave to get back to Arizona and reunite with his family? I mean, if he took another job, still wouldn't be with his family. So I'm not sure I get that line of thinking. I mean, maybe he leaves for another job.
Well, the rumor was that his wife doesn't want to live in Seattle. It's cold. It's gray.
Oh, so it's not so much about being apart, but when they're no longer apart, she doesn't want to be there.
And so the sun shines far more, obviously, in Tucson and where they live right now, and then certainly in Florida. And he went to Florida. He's a grad of Florida.
So it's that specific job that's...
Yeah, and that's how he got his start. He did not play high school or college football. He's a Mike Leach kind of guy.
Right.
And so that's how he got his start, hanging around Florida and all. So there's that type of thought. But, when you get these guys that have no relationship to anything, and he was, who'd they fire? Was it Mora or Neuheisel? One of those guys.
He was in the hunt for the UCLA job?
No, he was the interim guy.
Oh, okay. So would they have him back since obviously that job's open?
He's been connected to UCLA pretty heavily.
Right.
Oh, so moving inside the conference. Oh.
Those two. No. He has connections to both, and obviously that opportunity could be there. I assume if he wants it. He did a great job at Arizona. Mm-hmm. Okay at Washington. It's only his second year, right?
Right.
Yeah. The issue is
the whole thing was gutted with the coaching change, so he basically had to build it back up.
He's won exactly one road game in his time at Washington so far.
Okay, well then if you get either of those jobs, just play all home games.
There you go.
You're a
I would take
solver.
Florida
over UCLA.
I mean, it's tougher conference, but the travel is just way easier.
Yeah.
And now they're talking about leaving the Rose Bowl. Oh, he's got it here next, so you can go ahead.
Well, the city of Pasadena, there have been a couple stories, you mentioned this before. City of Pasadena and the Rose Bowl Operating Company filed a request for a preliminary injunction and a temporary restraining order in an LA County courtroom Monday because UCLA wants to leave the Rose Bowl. The lease goes till 2044. Not sure how UCLA thinks they can get out of the lease, but apparently they think they can. They would move to the new stadium, SoFi, where the Rams and the Chargers play and play there. It's closer to campus. Neither one are on campus, but it's 13 miles instead of 26. Plus, it's new and shiny with a lot more luxury suites.
Apparently, would owe between $60 and $80 million.
Yeah, I mean, if you cut them a check, anything is
easy
to understand. What they need is they've got a practice thing there. They need, even if it's $35,000, that's what they need. SoFi, sure. It's a few miles closer, I guess.
And it's newer with more luxury suites, but it's still not on campus.
They don't fill luxury suites anyway.
They think they can.
The Rose Bowl's got plenty of them. I've been there many times. I've been there in 5 recreations of the Rose Bowl. They've done it and redone it and did it again.
And then again.
And I don't know. They got other issues than where they're playing.
Kansas star linebacker Austin Romaine, their leading tackler, will miss the rest of the season. He'll undergo a surgery for hand injury that he had been playing through with a wrap on it. So, surgery for him.
That's a wrap on it, I guess.
Brian Kelly's lawyers say that LSU is taking the position that they have not formally terminated Kelly, and now they're seeking to fire him for cause and avoid paying out the full $54 million after Kelly rejected multiple buyout offers. So they will now argue over the money. DJ and PK.
Hashtag Utah Jazz.
Conley, who does not shoot much anymore, gives to Ant. They get Filipowski one-on-one. Here he goes again, third straight time. Cross him over, blows by him, to the rack, jams it. Anthony Edwards driving. Edwards hangs, double clutches and jams. Who put the Mary Poppins strings on him? Bailey, tough step back fadeaway, hit it. My kid can get any shot off he wants. He's just got to figure out when and where. Clayton gives to Bailey, to the rack, reverse side dunk. My goodness, Ace Bailey just gave us something to remember tonight.
Utah Jazz beaten by Minnesota 120-113. 27 points for Keontae George. I don't know if that fires you up, PK. Ace Bailey, 7 boards, 4 of them offensive. What can he do with all that size and athleticism on the offensive boards? He's talking about it after the game about how he learned it from his mom. She played power forward. You don't have the ball, go get it.
Yeah, and you got all excited there.
Oh, yeah. Sold it. It has 4 offensive rebounds, but it's something.
Oh, yeah, he's extremely athletic. The dunk was okay. I was more impressed with that shot that he had. A turnaround off the opposite foot, step back. Dirk Nowitzki said, whoa. I mean, that was a crazy shot. I don't think I've ever seen that move that he did. And it's one bucket, and it's one dunk, and it's 4 offensive boards. But we're looking for specks of hope here. And he looked active, man. He looked like he belonged out on the floor. And he's such a young pup. He literally is like a puppy who has all this energy. And you're trying to train him to not crap in the house and to do the things that are right.
I love that analogy.
Right? But he literally is that kind of
I get the whole
prospect right now.
The enthusiasm and all that, which I think they really need, because obviously the losing is hard. So it's good for him and it's good for the group. It's going to be difficult here for a while, but. And tonight, maybe more specks of hope. It's the Pacers. Something going on pretty much every night at the arena.
Well, the Pacers,
basketball tonight,
Ryan
hockey
Smith.
tomorrow,
I saw
basketball,
the Ryan Smith
and on.
tweet.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, he did.
He called it the Delta Center.
Oh, he did?
Yes, in that tweet.
In the tweet.
Aha!
He didn't call it. He wrote it.
Whatever.
Come on. Yeah, I'm not worried about that nonsense. But the Pacers suck, so this is an opportunity to get a win. I mean, they got besieged by injury there. So you have this opportunity if that matters.
Pacers coming in 1-9.
This would be a clutch loss, though.
It would be a clutch loss in the race to the bottom.
Yeah.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag NBA.
What a start that would be. Their lone loss coming the other night. Doncic right at the line and straight away for Luka.
1:14 all. Shot clock at 8. Shot clock at 7. Victor against Vucevic. Victor step back 3. Yes, sir! Victor Wembanyama has done it!
How about one more miracle?
The lob for Wiggins. He did it! The Heat win it! A spectacular finish for Miami.
Andrew Wiggins, buzzer-beating alley-oop on the inbounds play. Miami beats Cleveland 140-138. Donovan Mitchell had just hit a rainbow 3 from the corner that was a super difficult shot to tie the game up, but they lost Wiggins on a back screen and got the dunk, so Miami at the buzzer.
Yeah, did Mitchell have something like 18 rebounds? Some ridiculous number for a guy his size. Caught my eye when I looked at the box scores last night.
You heard Wembanyama there in the highlights. The Bulls improved to 8-2. They're off to, the Spurs improved to an 8-2 start. They're off to a great start after beating the Bulls 121-117. They are flying. The Pelicans continue to struggle, blown out by the Suns 121-98. In the race to the bottom, keep your eye on New Orleans 2-8. Don't have their pick, not motivated to do it, but they are doing it nonetheless.
Who has their pick?
They traded 2 picks. One went to Indiana.
Who has their pick? Don't give me this story.
Their pick?
Just tell me who has their pick. Because if they don't have their pick, I want to know who has their pick.
I'll find out for you.
Yeah, get yourself off the NBA page and go look that up.
Atlanta. There you go. Part of the Derek Queen deal.
Derek Queen?
Yep.
Derek Queen? They traded a first-round pick to get Derek Queen?
I know. The whole league is shaking its head.
Question.
Yes, the whole league is shaking their head.
I would say the whole universe. I'd say over there in Russia. Karolinko. He's like,
what?
Yeah, in Russian.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag college basketball.
Utes beat Holy Cross 87-69. Terrence Brown with 21 points. It's a 6-point game with about 16 minutes to go, and then the Utes pulled away. Keanu Dawes chipped in 14 points and 9 rebounds. 3-point shooting, a little bit of an issue for the Utes in that one. We'll see how this trends over the course of the season. End up shooting 33% there. BYU hosts Delaware at the Marriott Center. You going to keep your streak alive? Make it 3 straight BYU games?
No, I'm not going to this game.
Going to miss this one?
I got to watch the Jazz.
Tip-off set, 7 o'clock, CBS Sports Network.
I mean, I'll check on it.
Yeah.
But Jazz, right now.
Priority.
I mean, if they were playing Houston and it was February 28th or something.
You'd skip the glamour of the Pacers race to the bottom game. Yeah.
That might be another story.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
Swing and a drive, deep to left. He's done it 4 times.
What a magical night for the Big Amish. Smooth as butter, baby. Churn it up.
The Jackie Robinson Rookies of the Year, Nick Kurtz. You heard that was his 4th home run from his career night back in July with the 4-home-run game. The A's first baseman gets the Rookie of the Year award in the American League, and the Braves catcher Drake Baldwin gets it in the National League.
Yeah, that's good for Kurtz. He'll look great in pinstripes in a few years.
Kurtz was a unanimous selection.
Or maybe they'll turn a new leaf if they go to Vegas. You know, that's
they'll start paying people and holding on to them.
Yeah. The stadium is going to be right across, just south of the MGM there, right on that Flamingo, Tropicana corner in the Strip. So we'll see what happens there.
Cleveland Guardians right-handed pitcher Luis Ortiz had his bail set at $500,000 as he faces federal charges accusing him and teammate Emmanuel Chase of taking bribes to help associates in their native Dominican Republic win prop bets.
That's Clase.
Clase.
Yeah.
MLB has moved to limit bets on pitches to $200 with betting sites.
And, you wonder, and Clase is really good. I mean, he got the Mariano Rivera Award, Best Reliever in the American League, at least, I think, twice. And you wonder how many of these things don't get caught. Because if they don't get caught, we don't know about them. But it seems like so many of them do get caught. Because it is regulated, and they have regulators watching this stuff all the time, and anything that is irregular, boom, they pounce on it. And so you wonder what went through these kids' minds to think this is the right thing to do, knowing that if I get caught, I will literally be out of the league. And all the opportunities I have to earn money, even if you earn the minimum, it's still way more than you're ever going to get probably anywhere else. But yet I think this still is a good idea. And you wonder if there were people who actually have done this that haven't been caught, and they've made the more money, because it seems like everybody gets caught eventually. But we don't know who doesn't get caught, literally, because we don't know. So it's a fascinating concept of how that goes on and what these kids were thinking to think that this was the right thing to do. And I won't get caught. It won't be me.
I do wonder about all that. I also wonder associates in their native Dominican Republic, who is that? Did they do this willingly? Were they threatened and they felt like they had to do it? You're right. There's all kinds of questions about this, and I don't know the answers to them. I mean, from a strictly strategic viewpoint, I'm of the opinion, and this is based on reading stuff, it's not a highly educated opinion, that with the amount of money available and with AI tracking literally all the bets that are placed legally, your odds of getting away with stuff aren't very good. Yeah, but to your point, how would we know if someone did get away with it? And maybe these associates in the native Dominican Republic have gotten away with it with some other player on some other random prop bet. But it seems like as soon as you bet a large amount of money, they know what a normal bet is.
Yeah.
And as soon as you bet a large amount of money, the red flags are going to go up. This isn't one person looking at a spreadsheet and they may not notice it.
No.
It's all set to be flagged and to be checked and to be rechecked. So it seems like your odds of getting away with it are terrible. DJ and PK.
#NHL.
NHL legends Jumbo Joe Thornton, Zdeno Chara, Duncan Keith, Alexander Mogilny were enshrined in the Hockey Hall of Fame. The annual ceremony was in Toronto last night. Utah Mammoth back in action at home tomorrow night. And that is what is trending. Brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Coming up, Frank Dolce, former U quarterback, joins us at 8 o'clock. Steven Johnson, TCU beat writer for the Fort Worth Star-Telegram at 9 o'clock. It's Utah Jazz Ticket Tuesday. We'll be giving away tickets to watch the Jazz and the Hawks Thursday at the Delta Center. DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
It's game week for the Cougars, and the KSL Sports Zone is getting you ready for kickoff. Even after their first loss of the season, the Cougars' dream of a spot in the Big 12 title game is still alive and well as they welcome TCU to Provo on Saturday. Listen all week long for the best coverage of Cougar football. Then catch College Football Saturday game day at 10 a.m. with a postgame show immediately following the game on KSLSports.com. Your home for the best coverage of BYU football is live on air, online, and on the KSL Sports app. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Don't miss your chance to win big every week on the KSL Sports Zone. This week, win tickets to step into the magic at Holiday Lights at the Ballpark at America First Square, a brand new immersive holiday tradition opening on November 14th. Reserve your tickets at the ballpark at afs.com and listen to the KSL Sports Zone all day Wednesday for your chance to win. Question of the morning. Oh, it's a Tuesday. The playoff rankings are coming out. The committee's going to rank these teams. We'll find out what they're thinking tonight. Would the playoff committee dare rank Utah ahead of BYU in the second poll?
It simply can't be.
No, I don't think it will be. BYU will fall. I don't think Utah will move. I expect Utah will still be right at number 13.
Didn't you hear, Kyle? They had a great week last week.
They did. They have a great week, but I just don't think
his mother told him not to wear a hat anymore.
Yeah.
His mother also told him to knock off the language on the sidelines several years ago.
Mom has to say. Mom always has to say.
Yeah.
BYU will fall.
I think he should wear a cowboy hat.
But no lower than 12.
Work.
Cowboy hat? Sell the whole Western thing.
Love it when Dion wears the cowboy hat. I think he looks great in the cowboy hat.
A Bum Phillips look is what we're going for?
Dion, when he wears the cowboy hat, the black cowboy hat, I think it works great.
It's a good look, I agree.
It really is on him. I think he looks sharp.
Kyle would look pretty good in the cowboy hat.
We're out in the West, and we got the coaches got 6 wives, and wagon train dusty streets is what he was talking about.
Yeah. He was asked about
recruiting guys were all they asked that's how they made their mark in his business on the recruits. They love the coaches, the facilities, and the teammates, and it's a great. I'm home, although that's so in the moment now. I mean, you're home for today. We'll see what tomorrow brings metaphorically, but I could see them moving Utah up. They love Utah. The metrics.
They've been pretty good about teams with better records and head-to-head wins. I can't think of any. I do think that if BYU gets a second loss and they have the same record, then this question gets a lot more interesting.
What's the difference?
They're having the same record.
But head-to-head.
I know.
So then head-to-head doesn't matter in that situation.
So it seems to matter to the committee in a lot of situations, but it doesn't seem to matter in all. Miami and
nothing matters in all.
Well, Miami and Notre Dame have the same record, and Miami beat Notre Dame, but Miami's lower than Notre Dame.
And the ACC is speaking out because they put that on social media yesterday.
Nothing matters all.
Right.
I mean, so tell me something I don't know.
The SEC teams have been sorted with the same record, have been sorted by head-to-head. Alabama's in front of Georgia. Georgia's in front of Ole Miss. So it seems to matter sometimes, but not when Notre Dame is involved.
I mean, Notre Dame is the biggest of the brands.
We're not, yeah, right?
It's a TV show.
We're not there yet, but with a second loss.
Well, yeah, we can't be there yet because the poll hasn't come out yet.
Well, there's that also, but I don't think we'll be there until BYU has a second loss, and then we'll see.
Look at
Depending on what that second loss
guaranteeing
looks
that
like.
BYU will have a second loss.
They may not get a second loss.
But you said until. You didn't say if.
Right. Well, if it doesn't come, then I think they're going to get a second loss at some point. I just don't know if it'll be when the committee's ranking teams.
So he could be talking about the conference championship game, obviously.
Yeah, we'll see. If Utah moves up, then they're ahead of BYU.
Because they're not moving past anybody else.
No, they'll drop BYU to 13th and move Utah to 12.
You really think that's a realistic possibility?
Mm-hmm. It's like last week. I said, watch out for Utah in the playoff. You can go look at the comments. I got lit up.
Yeah, I know.
It happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do. I don't think it'll happen, but I think it can. I don't think it's a long shot. Maybe just a long shot, not a long shot.
Okay, well.
A 50-yarder field goal, not a 60-yarder.
What just happened?
I wouldn't put it past them. It would not shock me.
Well, it would surprise me. I don't know if I'd be shocked. That might be too much, but it would definitely surprise me. I think the head-to-head should matter. And I think,
obviously.
Right. And I think it, especially when you have one loss.
But you can't select when the head-to-head matters. Either it matters or it doesn't. It's not, you can't go, well, these two it matters, but these two it doesn't. So they've already proven that it doesn't.
With the Notre Dame
So now
Miami.
you can't go over here and say, well, it does.
Well, they can because apparently they can do anything they want. Now, it might be illogical.
But they won't. Of course they can do anything they want. There was never a doubt in my mind.
Which is why they could drop BYU behind Utah.
They've already shown that it doesn't matter.
Except over here where they've shown it does.
Where is it?
Alabama, Georgia, and Ole Miss at 4, 5, and 6.
Do you think that they did that at 4, 5, and 6 because?
I do.
Okay, I can't argue with supposition. That's a guess. So,
if you want to go, this is all a guess. Yeah, I have no sources on the playoff committee. I mean,
I can't argue with a guess.
Yeah, maybe we'll come in and BYU will be 13 and Utah will be 12.
I mean, I could think that this is the way they think that it should play out, and it has nothing to do with, not nothing, but it's not the overriding factor in terms of the situation. I mean, they clearly take what they view as strength of schedule and the way the team is playing, because if that were the case, BYU wouldn't have been 7th, they would have been 4th, and they weren't. So I think that's more than just, you beat him and he beat you and they beat them and blah, blah, blah. I think you can get yourself kind of spinning in a circle there when you start doing that. I think you have to look at each individual team and see what you feel like they deserve.
They do use the eye test, so they do leave themselves that out, and we've heard that.
Right. So that's why I can't be shocked that would be the case. I mean, because if I'm going to do that, then I would take and move Ole Miss up. They lost to Georgia by 4 points, and Alabama still has that crappy loss to open the season against a team that's fired its coach and has a losing record in the ACC, which is the 4th power league if you rate them.
Yeah.
And yet they have them higher than the other two. Ole Miss didn't lose to Alabama. So they clearly go on beyond any type of singular theory is false.
Yes, I agree with that. It does seem like what they can justify whatever they want.
Yeah,
because they'll say, well,
Several.
you got a really bad loss. But if it's not what they want, then we over here, well, they got a really good win. And the bad loss isn't really going to stick to Alabama. They want to go with, rank it by who's got the best losses or the worst losses. Alabama drop a couple spots or more. There's 2 teams that really have bad losses in the top 10. Most of the top 10 teams lost to other teams that are elite. but Texas lost to Florida, and Alabama lost to Florida State. And those two stand, I think, head and shoulders over any of the other losses. You're literally out there losing to teams with losing records. The elite teams don't have that.
Texas is, I think they're 11th, though.
They are 11th, you're right.
They're on the top 10. Yeah. So we start doing all this other stuff that it's easy for me to see.
I think when the records, when a team with the worst record gets ranked lower, when a one-loss team like BYU is ranked, an undefeated team like BYU is ranked below one-loss teams, it's not usually in the same league. The whole perception about strength of schedule seems to be tied to conference schedules. But I do use the word seems because they can do whatever they want. But looking at the way they've ranked teams right now, it seems like that matters to them. But they do whatever they want, and they don't have to spell everything out. They send one person out to spell a few things out for a couple of minutes on the TV show, and then that's all we get.
I think Texas Tech should move up 3 or 4 spots, but they won't.
They'll move up.
I'd slot them at 4 because they will have had 2 wins over teams in the top 15 of the poll, and nobody else has that. And I looked at Texas Tech's game notes for this week to see what they were saying, and they pumped that up as they should.
Right.
Don't tell me they lost to ASU and assign that as a bad loss. No. No. ASU injured, yes.
But ASU
healthy,
right.
Or at least healthy enough to play.
And Tech played their backup quarter that. Tech was the one with the injury that night, not with ASU.
Yeah. You lost to a team that's literally 15-2 with their 2 guys. That's as good as any loss as anybody has had. Anybody.
Georgia losing to Alabama. Best loss.
No. I go Tech.
Texas losing to Ohio State by 7. Problem is they also have the Florida loss.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that would be a good loss. I get your point.
But Notre Dame losing A&M by 1 point when A&M's undefeated. The problem with the SEC schools is that while the SEC schools, they have 2 because Miami got them also. The problem with the SEC schools is that there's so many good schools. Look at that. But a lot of the good schools, they're not playing each other. So the strength of schedule isn't there. Even though they'll tout, we'll get into this, 6, 7, 8 teams at the top. Well, yeah, but you're not all playing each other. So what does it matter?
They're not using that as the argument, I think, and we'll get to that the argument is this team on its own merit is good. That's the argument they're using.
And going back to the eye test, and Alabama looks awesome, and Georgia looks awesome.
I think BYU will fall to 12. I think they'll keep Utah at 13. But I wouldn't be surprised if they flipped them.
They will fall below 2-loss Notre Dame, 2-loss Texas, and 2-loss Oklahoma.
I think that Utah is still right now viewed as a better program than BYU because you're not just looking at one single thing.
Right. So if BYU gets a second loss and Utah also has 2 losses, then they might ignore the head-to-head.
Oh, I think they will.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt at that point. I think they want to move Utah up. And by placing them 13, that's like the highest they could possibly have gone, and they did.
They really couldn't spin. They weren't going to put them in front of 2-loss Texas and 2-loss Oklahoma.
Right. But I would move Texas Tech up. They probably won't. I'm going to move them up 1 to 7 because they
beat BYU.
Bounce BYU out of there.
Think there's any chance that Oregon leapfrogs Texas Tech because Oregon got a road win? They traveled and blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
And that Tech will stay at 8 and Oregon will jump to 7.
But I don't think you can look at one singular thing, the road win. You're not – that's, one thing.
It's not what I'm looking at. I'm trying to predict what they're looking at.
And I'm thinking –
you don't think they'll do that?
I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to them.
Okay.
I don't think that you can look at one singular thing and that's the reason. No. I've already said that. I've said that 5 times. It's not – you're not doing one game. You're looking literally from – it's not A to Z because we haven't gotten to Z yet. So it's A to K or L or N or whatever. I had to make sure that if I listed one letter that the next letter was beyond that. I don't want like K to H,
That would not be good.
No. So I was hesitant there a little bit. I recited the alphabet quickly in my mind. But as far as that goes, I think you have to look at everything. And if you think Oregon should be ahead, it's not simply because they did this. They did this, and this.
They would probably have to make an argument about the quality of the loss. Well, Oregon lost to Indiana. Now, I think in the Tech game notes, what you would read is Tech lost on the road with a backup quarterback, and Oregon lost at home. And it wasn't that close. Tech lost right at the end. But on the surface, you can say, hey, Oregon lost to undefeated Indiana. So that's a quality loss. Move them up.
It's a fine loss.
It is.
I mean, Ohio State lost to them last year on the road and then still won it all. So
but Oregon,
they'll all get in.
Right.
And ultimately, that's all that matters. See, they'll get in, but we're not talking about these teams getting in. We're talking about if the Big 12 gets 2 in. And so it becomes more important for the Big 12. Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, unless they all fall flat, they're all getting in. And Oregon's probably getting in. And if Notre Dame continues to win, I know they got Pittsburgh this week, right?
That's
Game
the last,
day, blah, blah, blah.
last hurdle for Notre Dame.
So they'll get in. They want these brand names. I mean, it's they say they don't, but it's about television. And once you introduce television, you have to introduce the ratings, and it becomes nothing more than a TV show to the people who are looking at the dollars and cents. And they want those teams in because they're the bigger brands. You know, you go, who wants Utah in? Maybe some purists want them in because you earned your way. That's the way it's supposed to be.
And
now,
I think
out our way, we want them in because it's great for our ratings. We're no different.
It's 11-1 and 12-0. I think all those teams get in. So when you talk about the TV show and that, it's the 2 lost teams. Notre Dame, Texas, and Oklahoma. Now, they may have to put 2 lost teams in. I think they probably will.
Well, they did Ohio State last year, so why wouldn't they?
They had, and they had to. There weren't enough 11-1 and 12-0 teams to fill out a 12-team playoff,
right?
Which is what's going to happen again this year.
Yeah.
All right, DJ and PK. So we think BYU is going to be 12 and Utah's going to be 13.
If I had to bet in this one coming out tonight, that's what I would do. But it would not surprise me if it was flipped.
And Notre Dame, Texas, and Oklahoma will all be right in front of BYU and have big games. So there'll be a chance right in front of Utah. And there'll be big games.
I would move up Texas Tech.
There'll be a chance for those teams to fall below them.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of work that these
Saturday.
teams need to do. There's some heavy implication games that will wait.
Big road games for all of them this weekend.
For sure.
All right, DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Whirls around and down.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone is your exclusive home of the Utah Jazz. And we want to send you to the Delta Center to see the Jazz in action. Listen every Tuesday for the Jazz Ticket Tuesday Sounder at 30 past the hour, every hour, all day long. And if you're caller number 12, you'll be on your way to an upcoming game.
Buy one, you'll get one free.
It's Jazz Ticket Tuesday, every Tuesday throughout the NBA season on your radio home for the Utah Jazz. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, the music of the day is Veterans Day related. Today is Veterans Day, and this brought to you by Live Nation. For all the live concerts events in 2025, check out livenation.com. Got a question up on our Facebook page. The SEC commissioner thinks his conference deserves 8 teams in the playoffs. Really? Did you see him say this, or did you read it?
Oh, no, he's out there. There's sound. He stood at the podium and spoke it.
Notre Dame, 3 conference champs, and the rest of you get out of here. Or no Notre Dame, and he'll let in undefeated Ohio State and Indiana. The Big Ten can have 2 teams in.
Well, I think it's a joke. For the life of me, I don't understand why he doesn't think 10 teams should be in.
10 deep in the SEC. Who are we down to at that point? Missouri and Tennessee, and it's all fired coaches.
LSU, man.
LSU with the fired coach.
Right, but a couple bad breaks. Yeah, well, if you don't count the Notre Dame, not Notre Dame, you don't count the Alabama loss, why should I count? You can't just isolate that. You all should be able, it's like you can drop your lowest grade. Your lowest test score, you can drop it or retake the test. I think they have 9 teams ranked, right? From Texas A&M at 3 all the way down to Missouri at, Tennessee at 25. I think Tennessee's there at 25.
Yep.
Missouri's 22. Don't really have a problem with the other teams being ranked. I think maybe Texas might be a tad high for me. I don't believe in them as an elite team.
Because of the way they've won or the way they've lost? The way their schedule has fallen?
I don't. You like to have pinpoint one singular thing. I don't.
No, I just listed 3. It could be all of them.
Right. But you said or, so that you
could go
3.
and.
Yeah. Right.
Or you could even go, but you forgot this.
I think they tend to be overrated. I'm not sure Sarkisian's a big-time coach.
Scrape by with overtime wins at Kentucky and Mississippi State. Not exactly
right.
Dominant performances against the bottom half of the league.
Right. Yeah. And Florida gave them a nice game, too.
Florida beat them.
So when you got that going on there, Florida did not beat them. They beat Florida. But they're Texas, so they're going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Texas lost at Florida, 29-21.
Yeah. What'd I say?
The other way. Yes, Florida beat Texas.
Right.
Okay.
That's why I thought I said Florida gave them a good game. Yeah. That was Florida's shining moment.
It was. We're going to fix this.
Right.
Oh, no, you're not.
Yeah. I remember watching that game thinking, okay.
They're turning the corner.
Yeah, because we've been waiting.
Turned the corner and ran into a truck.
And it doesn't seem like it's happening there. Certainly, not to get back to the Urban days, but to be, a 9-10 win team. And it just hasn't happened for them. So that you can consider that a bad loss, I guess, if you want to.
Yes. I think it is a bad loss.
Yeah.
That's what I said earlier in the Alabama, Florida State, and Texas, Florida. Of the elite teams, those are the 2 losses that just stick out like a sore thumb.
It's hard for me to criticize an opening loss in the sense that you go into Columbus and it was a boring game, only 14-7. But, it's the first game.
It's the first game, and you were willing to go on the road and play a big dog.
Yeah.
And it was a close game, even though, your defense performed well. And maybe that's partly the opening game for Ohio State,
too.
Right,
they've got a new guy.
It's 14-7. Maybe they play now and Ohio State will win 28-21, and it would look like a more normal game.
Right. So I think, you have to have some context there. And can a team get better as far as that goes? And it's first game, Arch Manning first start, Ohio State, their quarterback first start, those types of things. So you're just playing 3 weeks against each other before that game.
This goes back to your point about the TV show. I mean, literally all of these are TV shows, and they don't really matter because we've seen the committee change their minds at the last show. So that's the only one that matters. And so for all the stuff about Texas now, and we've all got our doubts, and there's a gray area and all that, but they're going to play at Georgia, and they're going to play Texas A&M. If they sweep those 2, everyone's going to be saying, wow.
I'd give them a first-round bye. They'll beat Arkansas.
We're assuming they'll beat Arkansas in the middle of that.
But if you win those 2 games,
you're in.
Sign Sarkisian a lifetime contract. That's awesome.
And if they lose those 2 games.
And you put it on Oklahoma pretty good.
Yep, 23-6. But it's been scary.
I get it.
But the Kentucky stuff, that all falls away. It just all falls away if you beat Georgia and you beat A&M.
As it should.
If they split them and they're 9-3, that's where the argument and the screaming will begin.
Then I look at the complexion of that game that they lost.
And we don't know. Well, and the game that they won.
Well,
also,
they won.
Right?
They're going to win. So you win by 1 point against either of these teams. That's plenty good enough.
Don't you think they get more credit if they beat somebody by 20?
I suppose, but I'm not really concerned about that. I can't ignore it, but I would look more at the loss because I think we look at how many losses did you have.
We do. We absolutely do.
Then we look at the wins. So if they where's that game? That's at Georgia, right?
Texas is at Georgia.
Yeah, so they go down there and it is 28-27. Yeah. You got my respect.
DJ PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone coming up. 8 o'clock hour, Frank Dolce, former Ute quarterback, joins us next. Stay with us.